What's up, y'all? How are y'all doing tonight? How's it going? Very excited to be here tonight. Y'all, it's been actually 4 years that I have been on YouTube. I'm just like, wow, it has went by so fast. Like I cannot believe it, but I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Like y'all, I just really appreciate the community that we have built and y'all support and everything. So I really appreciate it. So when y'all come in, let me know what city you're from. I'm Tasha from Nashville. I'm in Nashville, Tennessee. And so it has been really nice here today. So I'm excited. Tonight, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Like this, March is right, tomorrow. I cannot believe it. Like February went by so fast. So let's see. Yeah, so we just gonna chit chat about the Navy Federal Certificate. So the last day to get that certificate is gonna be on March the 5th. So if you are interested in getting that, you might want to go ahead and get it. And so we're gonna take a look because I have been getting some questions about it, the APY versus the dividends. And so I think that's a great question. And I've been getting some questions on the Navy Federal auto loan pre-approved process in regards to, well, do you have to put a down payment down, and how do you get gap insurance? So we're going to talk about that, and then we'll just chit chat on some other things. If you have any questions, you can always put it in the chat, and then we'll just chit chat our way through. But first, while we're just coming in, let me know where you're from, and we'll just chat. Because, y'all, I'm just like, wow, 4 years on YouTube has been pretty good. But I can tell y'all, you know, I never thought that because I'm more so like a kind of behind the scenes kind of person. So to be on YouTube for 4 years making these videos, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that I'm doing it. So if there's anything that you want to do, like, don't, hesitate. Go ahead and do it. Because I'm just like, if I can do this, anybody can do this because I'm just like, wow, I can't believe it sometimes. Let's see. We got Jimmy from Virginia. And then we have Sierra from Miami. What's up? So I know that it's nice in Miami. Y'all, like here in Nashville, the weather has just been up and down. It's because it was like today, probably 70. So I was able to get out and walk a little bit. But then yesterday, it was very windy yesterday. And then it was cold a little bit over the weekend. So whenever I can get out, I will, go walking. But yeah, so Miami, it's been a while since I've been to Miami, but I know, especially when I was in college, me and my sister, we would go to Miami all the time. But I've been thinking about coming to Miami because one of my friends, she just moved down there in December, I think. And so I just need to take a trip there. But yeah, but I'm so glad that y'all joined. Oh, let's see. We got HR here. What's going on, HR? I'm so glad that you were able to join. How are you doing tonight? Thank you so much. Yes, let's see. We got Lewis, New Britain, Connecticut. Wow, that is pretty cool. Y'all, I would say, like February has been pretty good. I've been to a couple of concerts this month, just hanging out a bit. So it's been good. Let me know. Are y'all going to any concerts soon? Or are y'all doing any traveling? And also, y'all, I am looking to get a new credit card. And I know HR, HR do not, because I'm kind of thinking about getting the American Express gold card, but I was also thinking about the American Express platinum card. But I said if I get the platinum card, I'm gonna actually like put money aside because the annual fee on that is like $650 or $695. And so I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. But just been watching some videos on it, and I do feel like it has a lot of good perks on that credit card. So let me know. So I'm going to be doing a series on how to pick the best credit card for yourself. So that's going to be coming out. So let me know what credit cards you want to take a look at. So HR is in LA. Wow, that's pretty cool. I love LA as well. I've been a couple of times, but yes, especially around this time, it's a little it's a little chilly. And I went to San Francisco earlier this month. Y'all have to check out my community tab because I went on a bike riding tour. It was like I don't know, like how many hours was it? It was maybe like 3 hours or longer. So I did a bike tour from the Fisherman's area all the way over the Golden Gate Bridge. It was so cool. Let's see. Louis said, you're looking fantastic. Thank you so much. And it's hard. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we're just going to hop right in. So first, what I'm going to do, I'm going to share my screen because I know that people have been asking me some questions on the Navy Federal, the certificate. So right now they're offering, this is going to be the high certificate rate in 10 years, and it's going to be a 5% APY. So I got a question, what is APY versus dividend? So let's take a look. So, so when you actually come over here, you'll see right here that this is going to be the highest rate within the last 10 years. It's going to be a 15-month certificate, and you can have the certificate as little as $50 all the way up to $250,000. Y'all, it was so funny because today I was talking to my sister and she got one too, and she was like, I put the highest. I was like, girl, you put 250,000 in there. I was like, you've been holding out on me. So I was laughing. It was so funny because I'm like, wow, it would be kind of cool to be able to put 250,000 in a certificate, but would you be able to not touch the money for 15 months? So that's the only thing about the certificate. You have to put in an amount of money that you do not touch for 15 months because you'll get a penalty if you take the money out. And so they're saying that it ends on 3/5. So that's right around the corner. So let's take a look. So right now, what it's stating is you have a dividend and then you have an APY. So the APY is the annual percentage yield, and then the dividend is how much they put in there every month. So basically, when you open up their certificate, it's going to ask you when you get your monthly dividend, do you want to put the dividend back in the certificate, or do you want to put the dividend either in your savings account, checking account, another account? So when I got my certificate, I just put whatever my monthly dividend. So even though I had got my certificate on January the 24th, I believe, at the end of the month, they already put a dividend in there, and it was like $4.88. But I think for the month of February, I believe I earned maybe like $14 because I think I'm up to $18. So that's pretty good. Because for my savings account with Navy Federal, it took me like 7 months to only be able to earn $11. So that's pretty good. So for myself, since I got them to put my monthly dividend back into the certificate, I'll earn 5% APY within the 15 months. So at the end of the term, once every month them putting in the dividend, at the end, I will earn 5%. Now, if you got the certificate and you decided not to, let's say you wanted your dividend to go into your checking account or your savings account, then you would only earn 4.88, because actually when you go into your certificate, it has 4.88 on here. And then even, let me go back. So here it says the dividend rate is 4.88. So the lowest that you can earn for this certificate is 4.88, but the highest, if you have the money the dividend put back into the certificate every month, then the highest you will earn is 5%. Because at first, when I was looking at that, I'm like, that's kind of strange. And then especially when I actually got my certificate and then it had 4.88, I'm just like, but I thought it said 5%. So that's the difference between the APY and the dividend rate. So next, what we want to take a look, because somebody asked me a question as well, how much you can earn. So the really good thing about Navy Federal is they have so many different, you know, let's say resources and things. So like if you come up here and you want to take a look at your certificate, so they have the saving certificate rates, adding money to your account. So they have so much information here, but right here they have your calculator. So they were asking, how much. So let's say if you put 5,000 in there for 15 months for 5% interest, you will earn $322 at the end of your 15-month term. Now, I don't know. Some people might feel differently, but let's say I was reading an article and I wish that I had it pulled up, because they were saying that what some people do, like let's say you have a large sum of money in your savings account. So let's say you have $5,000 or $10,000 in your savings account, and it's just sitting there and it's not earning any money. And let's say by the end of the year, you probably earn less than $20. It could be $11 or $15 or something like that, and you haven't earned anything. But if you get like this certificate, and because you weren't going to use the money anyway, it's just there. Let's say it's your savings or your emergency fund. But I don't know that I would necessarily say the emergency fund, because you can't use that money. But let's say you have 10,000 and then you have 5,000, maybe that's like 3 months of your expenses, $5,000. And then you have another 5,000. So possibly you can put the 5,000 that you're not using, that you don't think that you'll use, and you're just, saving it. Then you can put that into your certificate so that you can earn, $322 or $400. And it really just depends on how much money you're putting in there. So that's why I think that it's pretty good, because if I just have, like last year, I had money just in my savings and I didn't earn anything. But now I'll have money in this certificate, and then you can earn money. So I think it really depends, because let's say some people might want to try the high yield savings accounts, and we had discussed those, because you got some through Discover. I think you got some through American Express. You have some through Ally. There are a lot of different banks out there that have the higher savings, and then I believe you can probably get the money out a little bit quicker that way, opposed to the certificate, because the certificate you have to keep the money in there. So let me know if you have gotten the certificate with Navy Federal before, or any other place, or even if you have a high yield savings, like which one do you like better? Let me know. But right now, I'm kind of really liking the certificate as of right now. So we'll have to see how that goes. And so next, we wanted to talk about the auto loans. So I did a video maybe last week, and I was talking, because I get questions on my pre-approved auto loan process with Navy Federal all the time. And I had answered some of the most frequent questions that I get. So let's go back over to the Navy Federal site, and let's see the auto loans. Here we go. And so I really think, even taking a look at the website, like Navy Federal has so much information on here, because so you can either get a new car or a used car, and then you can even refinance your car, because Navy Federal, they be sending me stuff where you can refinance your car and you can get like $200 and stuff like that. But with the rates being so high right now, Cause see, like the lowest interest rate right now, if you do 36 months, is 4.54%. And then, they are doing loans like all the way up to 96 months. So that's crazy at 7.84%. And that's gonna be for a new vehicle. And so, like, when I had got my auto loan back in 2020, the interest rates was only like 2.19%. I think the lowest was 1.79%. So I'm just like, wow, these interest rates. And that's what HR was saying. These interest rates are just so high right now. But you can come over here to the to Navy Federal site and you can take a look. And then even going over to the resources that they have, so that you can, what I really liked was the calculator, so you can calculate your monthly, like what is your monthly note gonna be now here. Because once you get your actual auto loan with Navy Federal, so here you have your purchase price, and then the question that I get a lot of the times is regarding the down payment. Do you have to make a down payment? And then it even has here doing a trade-in. So when I got my auto loan, I did have I had a car. So I had a car, and I only owed like 3,000 on the car. So originally when I called Navy Federal up, they asked me if I was going to do a trade-in, but originally I wasn't going to do a trade-in. So I would say the most important part is to kind of know roundabout how much do you want your auto loan to be, because basically that's going to be your budget. That's going to be your endpoint. So, like for myself, I had got my auto loan for 20,000. So technically, I could get a car from 20,000 and then less. And so, really, I wanted to get maybe something like 17,000 or something like that. But once you get your check from Navy Federal, then you don't have to do a down payment or anything. So, but if you want, like, once you actually go to the dealership, and let's say you want to get a car for, so I had got my check for 20,000, but let's say you really want to get a car for 40,000, then you can put 20,000 down on the car, but then your auto loan would still only be for 20,000 because that's what you got your check for. So that's what some people were asking me. But on the one hand, if you put a down payment, and let's say your auto loan is going to be for 20,000, but you put a down payment for 2,000, then your loan is going to be for 18,000. So it just depends on, is it going to be less or more than what your check is. And so then if you got the check for 20,000 and then you put 2,000 down, then your auto loan is only going to be, and you have found a car for 20,000 and you have put the 2,000 down, then your auto loan is going to only be for 18,000. So that's what your loan is going to be. So when Navy Federal finalizes everything and they send you your promissory, when they send you your promissory notes in your email, and then you're finishing up everything, then your loan is going to be for the final amounts on your documentation. So in this case, 18,000. But like when I did mine, it was just like maybe $400 or $500. So we did pay that. But y'all have to check out the video to find out all that. So that was funny. That part was funny. And then I had the trade-in. So see, if you have a trade-in, and depending on what kind of car you get, it's just going to decrease the amount of your final price. So the main thing is, no matter what scenario you do, whatever the final amount is that you sign, that's going to be, and it can't be over the amount on your check. So in this instance, 20,000, then your auto loan is going to be for 20,000. I hope that makes sense. But, that's the main question that I always get. So it really depends. If you get a check for 20,000 and then you get an auto loan for less, 18,000, and that's what your final signing, then your auto loan is going to be for 18. But if you get a car and your check is 25,000, then you can call Navy Federal up to see about getting them to send you a check for the rest. But if you want to put that money down, you could put the 5,000 down and then still have your auto loan be for 20,000. So it really just depends on what scenario. But technically, once you get the check, you're good. And if you stick with that budget, don't go past the 20,000, then you're good to go. And it's pretty easy. And then you just have to make sure, one, that you're not letting the auto, whatever dealership that you go to, you don't want them to run your credit because you have the check with Navy Federal. And so they should not be running your credit. But then just like HR, what he was saying that, with the different interest rates being high, and I feel like, because even with 4.5, that's being the lowest interest rate that Navy Federal is offering, I would say that is one of the perks of being with a credit union, and that's going to be Navy Federal, any of the other credit unions. Because see, I'm a part of 2 credit unions, so because you want to really kind of see where the lowest interest rate, and I would say usually the lowest interest rates are going to be with the different credit unions. So you want to, I would say, join a credit union. That's going to be the best thing so that you can get the lowest interest rate. But then once you go to the dealership, I guess you can shop around, because that's how I did before I called Navy Federal. I just kind of shopped around to see, because I know sometimes they do have where you can get like maybe 1.99, but you really have to see the terms and conditions if you go with the dealership. And then 2, well, I would say you have to have a good credit score to be able to get the lowest interest rate. So that's why it's always good to work on your credit. So, if you are considering getting a car, really try to work on your credit score prior to, unless it's going to be something, kind of like at the spur of the moment. It just depends, let's say if your car just breaks down and then you're just like, woo, I have to go and get a car, then, I guess you'll have to, work it where you have. But that's why it's always good to kind of be working on your credit. And then that way you're pretty much good to go and your credit is available whenever you need it. So let me know what you're thinking on that. But I would say that is probably, the most important. But and the other thing that I really like with Navy Federal, when you get the auto loan with them, is that, let's say if you are paying the auto loan off faster, and you're making those additional payments on there, usually they'll have it to where, because see, if I had stopped making my payments, since I was paying it off so fast, because technically my auto loan was for 60 months. And, I was putting the extra money down on the auto loan. And so my payment, it was like, I didn't have a payment due until 2025. And so that's what I like about Navy Federal, to where, if you pay it down the next month, technically you wouldn't have a regular payment. It would be less, the additional payments that you made. So that's why I really like Navy Federal compared to when I had my other auto loan. Even though I was paying more money on the auto loan, when I got the next payment, it still had to be like my regular payment. So, yep. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is, for the month of March, we get, it really depends, because I believe there are 5 Fridays in the month of March. But hold on, before we get there, let me see. HR said, let's see, 7.84 APR is the lowest. Oh my gosh. So here, let's take a look. But HR, oh my gosh, is anybody really trying to get an auto loan for, 96 months though? That is a long time to have an auto loan. Hold on, let me see if I can go in here. And it was crazy, y'all. Debt free dad. He had a video on his channel where somebody had bought like a, I don't know what, it was like a Ford 1994, and they had got it for 84 months, and they were making a payment for like two, but it was like this car is like 20 years old, and they were paying. So it's just like, is the car gonna even last that long? But I'm like, I don't know. I think I would kind of stick to, I think it depends on if you get, let's say you're gonna get a $60,000 car, but I don't know, HR, like 85 to 96 months. That is a high, that is a long time. Because I'm like, I'm gonna have my car 3 years in October. And I was kind of thinking about trading. I was just like, even though I paid it off, I was like, what if I want to get me but I'm just like, I don't really want a car payment. But I was like, I wonder how much, if I sold it back, like how much would I get for it? And then what kind of payment, would I owe anymore? So, but I'm just like, let's say, because I don't know what kind of car, but I love my car. So I don't think I would try to, but I did kind of think about it, y'all, because I'm gonna tell y'all this really quick. Because so when I was looking at my auto loan, some things that I was really looking at this time when I was getting a car was, one, what was the warranty gonna be on the auto loan? Because my other car, I really liked it, but I was starting to have some issues on the car, and I'm just like, dang, the powertrain had ended and all that kind of stuff. And so I said, when I got my next car, I really wanted to take a look at what kind of powertrain, what kind of warranty did it have on there. So that's how I ended up looking at the Hyundai's, and because it has a 10-year warranty on there, and then plus for my car, for the first 3 years, I would not have to pay for any maintenance on the car. And so I'm going to have the car. So I've had the car, it'll be 3 years in October. And y'all, I only have 21,000 miles on the car. And so when I had went to get my oil change the last time, he was trying to tell me that this is going to be the last oil change that I was going to get for free. And I'm just like, how? Because I thought it was 3 years. So I would definitely say, take a look at that. So they're going to give me another oil change, but it's like, technically, I feel like when I go, so I can talk to them face to face. And technically, I feel like I should be able to get 2 more oil changes. But I was thinking, like when I got my first oil change, I didn't even have 4,000 miles on it. And I believe I probably should have got it at 7,500 miles. So that kind of made me a little mad when I went to get my oil change the last time, because I was just like, wow, I was just like, that was the whole reason I had got the car, because of the warranty and the 3 years that I wouldn't have to pay for the oil change and all that kind of stuff. And then they're only telling me that this is my last one. So I was just like, that is not right. Because I was like, that's the whole reason I bought it, y'all. Y'all should have saw me. I was just like, that is not right. Let me see. So Kamar said, what's up, Kamar? How are you doing? Kamar, this is a great question, because I do get questions on the gap insurance. So gap insurance is, because, once you drive off the lot, the car depreciates and all that kind of stuff. And so depending upon how long you have, you'll have gap insurance on there. But say, like, if you get into an accident, and let's say the car was for 20,000, but then they appreciated for 15,000, but you still owe 17,000, then you would have to continue making a payment on that, the 2,000. But since you have gap insurance, your insurance will cover the rest. So then you'll be free and clear out of the the loan, and then you'll just get a check to get whatever kind of car you want for the 17,000 or whatever. So it was so funny, because when I paid the car off, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get, because I paid the car off in 1 year. So I'm like, I'm gonna get my remaining gap insurance. Are they gonna refund me that amount? Kamar, can you believe that I did not even get refunded that amount? Because I'm just like, well, technically, would I had, would it had been for the 60 months? And it's just like, how much? I think I really should have got some money back. But when I called Navy Federal regarding this, they did not give me a refund for the gap insurance that I paid for, because my gap insurance was $299, but I only kept the car for 1 year. Well, I paid the car off in 1 year. And so I still have the car. But now that I have paid the car off, so I'm just like, no. But y'all, my insurance went up too. You'll have to let me know, have y'all insurance went up? And so there, when I called State Farm and I was asking them, because I'm just like, it seemed like my insurance went up 2 times, because it was like $118. Well, really, it was like $114. Then it went to $118. And then now it's like $132. And so I guess every year they do like a recalculation depending on how much does it cost for you to get your car, like if something happens, how much is it going to take for them, on average, how much are they fixing, like the damage, what kind of damage is going on to the car, and how much are they paying out to get those types of cars fixed. And so it was up to like 30%, but I think they only did maybe 15% on mine. So now my insurance is like $132. And so I'm just like, whoa. So that's one thing to kind of really look at when you are getting a car, like how much is your insurance going to be? Because I'm just like, well, since my car is paid off, because I still have full coverage on my car, but I think I would keep full coverage because, it's really kind of still brand new, even though it's only it's going to be 3 years old. But yeah, but I was kind of disappointed that I did not get my gap insurance refunded, because I feel like they could have at least, because if I paid $299, they should have gave me like $200 back. So Travis Benjamin, what's up? How are you doing? So what I was gonna say, and y'all, I was gonna try to pull up the calendar, but I couldn't. I was playing around. I couldn't figure out how to pull it up. So for the month of March, there are going to be 5 Fridays. So I get paid bi-weekly. But if you get paid weekly, then you'll get an extra check. So you'll get 5 checks instead of 4 checks this month. And if you, let's say if you get paid bi-weekly like me, I'll get 3 checks. So, this month, I'm gonna put a video out about it. I'm gonna save an extra check, and I'm gonna get me a bike. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a bike with the extra check. And so normally what I'll do, I'll save like 90% of one of my checks. And so, kind of sometimes if you haven't been doing this, so let me know in the comments, are you gonna be getting paid an extra check for the month of March? Now, I think it's going to be March and September, but you'll have to check the calendar for you to see when, you'll get an extra check. But some years it's 3 times, but I think this year it's only going to be twice that we'll get paid 3 times. And so that's how I paid off my auto loan early. When I paid it off in a year, I saved the extra check that I got for the month, and I paid, so I paid my auto loan. You can pay debt down. This could be let's say you're going to start a rainy day fund and you want to save, some extra money. I think with the extra check, that'll be a great way to do it. So I'm going to put out a video about that probably by the end of the week or so. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, but just let me know in the comments, how are you going to be getting an extra check, and what are you going to be doing? Are you going to be saving it? Are you going to be paying down debt, or are you going to buy something? And so I'm going to buy I'm thinking about getting me a bike, but I still don't know if I want to get an electric bike or a regular bike. Because most of the time, like here in Nashville, Tennessee, when I go to the different greenways, they have electric bikes. But really, I would say it's assisted because there are different levels to the electric bikes. Because some of them, like my one friend, she has an electric bike, and y'all, that thing is like a freaking it. Like she was, we had went on, we were riding bikes together, and y'all, she was not waiting on me. She was like all the way down the trail, and then I was like all the way behind her because her bike was like so much faster than mine. But I was just like, I don't know. So I don't know if I want that kind of bike, or I think I'd just rather have one that's a little assisted, because I do want to get the exercise of me riding the bike. But sometimes, y'all, when those hills, because this one bike trail, woo, the hill be so steep, and I'm just like, I have to walk the bike up because I can't get up there. But I'm just like, she just zoomed up the hill because the bike that she has, it was just it was so, it was so it had so much power to it. So it was hilarious, y'all. Y'all had to be there. What's up, Trump said? I hope that you are doing well. Thank you so much for joining. Let's see. Okay. So we'll probably stay on a little bit longer. And if y'all have any questions or comments, just put them in the chat. But, that was the main thing that I wanted to talk about in regards to, let's see. Hold on. Oh, let's see. John said, why not a stationary bike? Now, John, that would be kind of cool. I know. Now, look, I'm probably a little bit too cheap to get me, like a Peloton or something like that. But so I will have to order me one on Amazon. But I don't know. I thought about getting a, maybe like elliptical or a treadmill or a bike, but I don't think that I really have the room for it. And I don't know that I really want to put it in the living room because they'll just kind of mess up, the look maybe. I don't have a gym membership, so it would be nice to have something, because I'll start, I'll start going walking a little bit more here coming up soon once it really starts, because like today it was like 70, and so I walked a little bit, but it's kind of been on and off kind of cold. So I did kind of think about a stationary bike, but I like being outdoors. And so that's why I really don't want a bike. And then plus, I don't really feel like I have the room all the way. And so those are two reasons. But my dad, he has a stationary bike. And so it will be kind of cool to, like if I'm watching TV or something to have a bike. So let's see. Let's see. John said, oh, your sisters live here in Nashville. That is so cool. I would not ride a bike there unless it was at the park. Now, John, I'm going to tell you that is the truth, because one time, because I'm in like this adventure group. And so with the adventure group that I'm in, we'll go walking on the trails, we'll go hiking, we'll go to the different falls. They do like so many cool things. And one time we did bike riding, but we did bike riding from this one area, and we went all the way downtown. And so it was just maybe like 10 minutes to where we were riding a bike downtown. But I was just like, I really didn't feel 100% comfortable with that 100, because one, is so congested downtown, and that's kind of dangerous. So I'm not a street bike rider, because I was like, if I got a bike, could I ride my bike over to the trail? But I'm just like, no, I probably could not do that. And so I'm not one to ride the bike on the street. But I'll tell you, when I went to San Francisco, you talking about bike riders. There were so many bike riders on the street there. But I would say here, I don't see as many bike riders on the street here in Nashville. Let's see. Trump said, and Trump, you know what? This is a good question because before I came on, I was kind of thinking about this because I have not had a update on the student loans. It says student loans went before the U.S. Supreme Court today. Ooh, okay. Now we're just awaiting their decision. So this is gonna be pretty good because I was kind of, it was like my spidey senses was kind of going up, but I didn't hear anything about it. But I'm gonna, let me see if I type it in and see. Let me see. Let's see. Did you hear anything? Let's see. Student loan hearing. Student loan. Let's see what they have. Student loan. Hmm. Ooh. Hold on. Let's see. Hmm. Let me share my screen with y'all. Let's see what we learned from the Supreme Court hearing on the student loans. Oh, this is a live update, y'all. Let's see. Biden's administration wants to wipe out 400 billion in student loans. Yes, because there were some Republican states that said that they did not want any parts of this because they felt like it would impact their state's economy, especially with inflation and things like that. And plus, there were two individuals that said they felt like it wasn't right that they were included. And I'm just like, but that didn't make a whole lot of sense. So what did they say? Oh man, here it is right here. Let me see. On average, it takes the court about 3 months after arguments to the issue a decision, but the rulings in terms of the biggest case and these certain qualifications tend not to arrive until after late June, no matter how early. Let's see. Oh, that's it. Wow. That's crazy. Let's see. What did Trump say? Trump said, I listened to it live before the Supreme Court. The decision made, I believe. And see, Biden last was saying that depending on what the Supreme Court said, so if they made a decision, let's say now, then if they forgave it, it would be great. But if they didn't, it would be at the end of June. But I think it was going to still be 2 months after, maybe. So that was going to make it August or September that the student loans repayment was going to go back into effect. And it really just depends on, are they going to forgive any of the student loans? So Trump, you'll have to let me know what was kind of the census. Do you think that they were leading more towards possible student loan forgiveness? How are you guys feeling about student loan forgiveness? I really haven't heard a lot about it here lately. But I definitely, if I could get 10 or 20,000 of my student loans forgiven, because I think, y'all, I might be under 50,000. I might be under 50,000 because I haven't taken a look at my student loans yet. So I have to see. I haven't taken a look at it in a while. So we will have to see. We will have to see on that. But I definitely, okay. He said, I couldn't tell. I know, that's the only thing. It's like I can't really tell what they're gonna do. But see, the only thing is with the debt ceiling being so high, how would this really impact us? So that's why on the one hand, I was kind of thinking, I don't know, but we'll have to see. But I'll take a look at some more articles and see. Wow, they got some pretty cool shoes on here, y'all. Sorry. Getting sidetracked. See, that's not right, y'all. They be putting stuff on the site, be making y'all look at the. So they're advertising these sneakers and then these other shoes. But yeah. So we will have to see. We will have to see. I might have to do another poll on my community tab and ask you guys, what do you think? And then I'll have to go and check out and see what info I can find out. But yeah. But Trump said, thank you for I was kind of thinking about it a little bit today because I was like, wow, I haven't done a video about it in a while. But we're going to see. So, yeah. So, let's see. Been on here about 45 minutes. So, I might go ahead and get off unless there are any other questions. If y'all have any questions or anything that y'all want to discuss, and if anybody is interested in coming up, they can just let me know and I'll drop the link and you can come up. But another thing is I wanted to take a look and see what the lowest let's see, the auto loan rates right now, especially if you don't have a credit union. Here, let me share my screen with y'all. And this says, well, it says the average auto loan for new cars are 4.07 to 8.64. And then for used cars, yeah. So that's not bad. Oh, okay. So what is a good interest rate for a 72-month auto loan? So it said about 5.4 to 9.2. But I think that's kind of a perk of getting a lower term auto loan because maybe your interest rate a little bit lower. Because I know that's definitely the case with Navy Federal. The lower your terms, the lower your interest rate. Because I just could not see going up to 7.84. That is a high interest rate. So let me see. What did Trump say? He said, yes, it is a really big deal, the student loans. And then let's see. Thank you for all you do. Of course, because I think the main thing, especially credit literacy, our credit, because our credit, that's going to really impact us when we are trying to get an auto loan and things like that. But I can tell you, like when I had got my auto loan, and that's why I think it's really important to get with a credit union, because even though I thought that my credit at the time, so this was in 2020, October of 2020, and I thought that my credit score was like a 7, over a 700, but I would say like the low 700s. And my main thing was, what was my interest rate going to be? That was like the most, like I knew that I wanted my loan to be no more than 20,000 because I didn't want my auto loan to be over about $350, but I wanted my interest rate to be low. And when I called Navy Federal and then they said that my interest rate was going to be 2.19, I was like, yes. But then when I got my letter in the mail, once they ran my credit, and they actually said that my credit score was 681. And so I'm just like, if I had went with the auto dealer, I'm sure my auto loan interest rate would have been probably like 6 or 7%, even at that time, because usually they're going to try to get you on a high interest rate. And so that's why I think it's important to get a credit union, even if it's not with Navy Federal, some of the other credit unions. And then that way you don't have to get a high interest rate. But like right now with the interest rates, they're just kind of high, because especially at the 4.5, that's pretty much double since I had got my car. But what's up, Mojo? How are you doing? I just appreciate you for coming in, even if you're late. But I thank y'all for coming in. And like I was saying in the beginning, like it's been 4 years that I've been on YouTube, y'all. And I'm just like, wow, I cannot even believe that I've been on YouTube for that long. And I just really appreciate y'all support. Like HR, thank you so much, for coming to the lives and then messaging, on the comments and stuff. And then Lewis, he always comes on the lives. And then Kamar is always on the lives. And then Trump said most of the time, some of the time on the videos, he might be the first person to make a comment. So I just always appreciate y'all. And then Mojo, I've seen him on some of the lives before. So I just always appreciate you guys' support. And, even thank y'all for coming in, because this is kind of late, especially for a weekday on a Tuesday. But I'm kind of like a night owl because I can be up all night and then I won't want to get up in the morning. But like this morning, because I'm just like, I don't know what time I went to bed last night, but y'all, I had got up before my alarm went off. I think I was up at like 6:15 this morning, and I felt pretty rested too. And so I was just like, wow. Let me see. HR, what HR say? HR is so funny because I told my, he said, HR always here till you retire. That is hilarious. That's so funny. That is so funny because I'm just like, because it's like I hadn't made a video in a while, and I'm just like job abandonment, and then you got always here until you retire. So that's so funny because I know some HR, you just be making me laugh sometimes because I know you was giving me a hard time about applying. You just like I can, and it's like even though I don't know you guys, it's like sometimes I'll read y'all comment and kind of like I'll read the comment and I'll just crack up. And it's just like, come on, when you gonna apply? You've been talking about this American Express Gold Card. You haven't even applied for it yet. And then today, New Beginnings, he had made a comment because he had said something about adding because he had said something about adding Apple Pay, and I'm just like, so he was like, Tasha, how is the Apple Pay going? And I was like, so I just sent him a message back, and I was just like, like your head, because I'm just like, I haven't even added one of my credit cards for the Apple Pay, y'all. But it was like I had tried to add the Apple Pay on there one time, and then it was just giving me a hard time, and so I didn't do it. And so I need to add it on there because at first I was saying the only reason why I wasn't adding Apple Pay is because let's say like when I go to Kroger, like the Kroger that I go to, you have to use your credit card. You can't use Apple Pay. But and then at the gas station, you can't use Apple Pay at this gas station that I go to because I be going to the same gas station all the time. And yeah, so it's just like some of the places that I go, I can't use Apple Pay. But on the same hand, like when you travel and all that kind of stuff, it would probably be good. So I promise I'm gonna go ahead. I might do it when I get off the live since I'm thinking about it. And since he had mentioned it. So yeah, I appreciate y'all. Let me see. Mojo said, yeah, no worries. I'm glad. Oh yeah, Points Blank Travel. Yeah, Points Blank. He the man. He always dropping the boulders on his side. So yes. But yep. So I definitely appreciate y'all joining tonight, and we just gonna, I'm still gonna bring the good content because some of the other content. So probably this week I want to record about really how to, let's say, since we're gonna get paid the 3 times in March, so an extra check, or let's say if you get paid weekly and you'll get paid 5 times, how can you really make sure that you're going to get the extra check? But then also I want to do a video talking about how, because I use my credit cards for everything. And so technically I really, like when I get paid, I'll have the money in there, but I'll use my credit cards. And then at the end of the month, I'll use my check. So it's just like, how can you use your credit cards to maximize, paying your bills and things like that? And so I want to do a video about that. So I'm going to be coming out with that pretty soon. And then I'm going to be doing a series about what's the best credit card to get. And so I'm really HR, here I go. So I'm really wanting to talk about getting, maybe, I don't know, the American Express Gold, but it's like HR, even though, because I don't know, because I said I was going to maybe get the American Express Gold card because I missed it when they had the 90,000 membership reward points. So I kind of kicking myself because I didn't, but I'm just like hoping that they will have the 90,000 membership reward points. But I really feel like the American Express Platinum card, I don't know, that one kind of speaks to me a little bit more because it has more perks and stuff. But see, the only thing is it has a $695 annual fee. And y'all already know, usually within the first month, they'll add the annual fee on there. And I'm like, ooh. So I said, maybe I'll have to set aside money. So maybe I'll just have to save the $695. I said, maybe I'll do that. So I said, maybe I'll save the 600 or the 250 because, I'm usually around maybe like a $95 annual fee or less. But, I do see the perks because D Sledge, y'all have to go over to his channel because he had posted like his 26 or 27 credit cards, and then he did a series because I think he had went to Anguilla or St. Lucia somewhere. I think it was St. Lucia, and he was able to get his whole trip paid for with his points, and then he was able to get business flights, business class seats, and he didn't have to pay anything. He was able to use his membership reward points and things like that. And so right now I do still have enough points to be able to get, but just like a regular flight on, Southwest, because I really just be flying on Southwest. but so flying on Southwest, but so I have enough points right now for me a flight for Southwest, and then maybe like a 5-night stay. And then y'all, because I don't usually, like, for my points and my cash back, I was just like, whoa, my cash back really is kind of, I was just like, dang, I'm doing pretty good. So I said, because for 2022 I was saying that I wanted to go to Puerto Rico, so I still want to go to Puerto Rico. But so then I'll have a 5, but I really want it to be like 6 or 7 days. So we'll have to see. And then my sister, because I have my twin sister, so we're talking about maybe, what are we going to do for our birthday? So we're talking about maybe going to Jamaica for our birthday, because she's been to Jamaica before, but I haven't been to Jamaica before. So we're doing that. Yep. So let me know. But thank y'all so much for joining. I hope that y'all have a good night, and I hope that y'all have a good week. And I just appreciate y'all support so much. But y'all have a good one, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good one. See you later.